Welcome back to Simulation Soccer League. I almost forgot the name. I'm sorry. I've been working on some other stuff recently. So, I'm Jiggly,
and I'm G2019.
You know I just got so concerned by how professional everything looks right now. But I mean, here we are. It's the 7th match day of the week, and we've got games. What's the table looking like right now? Unfortunately, we don't have it on screen at the moment.
Yeah, Hollywood up top on 15 points, 5-0-1 with 21 goals for and 9 goals against. And Athênai just behind them on 14 points, 4-2-0. Inter London sneaking in there in third, but well behind on 8 points. And then Catalunya and Rio on 7s, Montreal on 6, Tokyo on 5, and Cairo at the bottom on 4 points.
I do find it interesting that Rio... I mean, I'm still thinking about that Rio win over Hollywood. That was so amazing to watch as a commentator as well. And it's very interesting because Hollywood has won every single game except for that Rio game. And Athênai are undefeated, technically.
The invincible season is alive.
Technically, yeah. And that's the thing about Hollywood right now is that they are just so good. It's just hard to say anything else. It's hard to think of a team that's going to be able to beat them, but we've got a different game on right now. I didn't even see who that lineup was that flashed by, but it's Hollywood out there right now. Great. That goes exactly along with what I was saying. And Hollywood it's up against is that Athênai?
It is indeed.
Yeah, I know there's been teams changing their acronyms recently, so I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, great. It's the two teams I was talking about. It's the two teams on the top of the table. I was hoping you had thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, should be a great game. Athênai is a team that wants to play really solid, organized soccer, and Hollywood is a team who can hit you quick and often. So we'll see that kind of clash of styles here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Pudineska has a corner kick that is easily sent back out. And now Labovic sends it forward for Ednovic. And who is the top scorer right now for Athênai? Is it Ednovic? Oh, he gets taken down in the box, but looks like possible that was a clean tackle from him. And now Hollywood is sending it back forward.
Yeah, Athênai, it is Icarus Isosceles, the attacking mid, 5 goals and an assist so far. And Early Snooks, a defender, actually has 3 goals. So, interesting. No striker.
Well, you
up
see
there.
You see that 3-man back line back there, and I see a lot of these teams working with that sort of like five in the back, 3 in the back system.
Yeah, definitely. Especially that 5 in the back. Teams are really finding a lot of success out wide, from what I've seen. And so having those wing backs, running up the sides and beating defenders can be a strong strategy at this point.
I mean, as we sort of discussed before, like this, you got to treat it like a very bad league, and in bad leagues, you use the wings a lot. In low quality league, I hate that I'm saying low quality, but like in leagues where you don't have a lot of tactical ability, you play on the wings a lot, and we're seeing that here as possible comes up on the right wing. It's a bit free on there, but choosing not to put it in. Rashford now. And somehow Tiki Taka keeps that in and Ricky Bobby finishes it. That is impressive.
A huge finish for Ricky Bobby, who is, I would argue, the best player in the league right now. Now up to 9 goals and 3 assists. Average match rating of 8.25 leads the league in that category. And coming up clutch right away in this one. And we'll see if Athênai can answer back.
I mean, as I said earlier, like Hollywood isn't just the team to beat; it's the team that not really anyone can beat. We saw earlier with Tokyo winning, but that was like such a weird game. I think Tokyo is able to meme their way through some games sometimes, but like other than that, like Hollywood is just winning, and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yeah, very solidly built team. solid all around the pitch, and that's not to take anything away from the other teams who obviously have enough quality to get it done in any game.
And Taka's free. That's saved by Anderson. You were saying?
Yeah, any team can play with any team in this league. The parity is in a good spot. However, the odds are certainly with Hollywood anytime they take the pitch at this point.
Because I know I've been speaking to the head coach right now, the manager head coach of Rio recently, and he's been talking about just how hard it is to game plan against them. As G Fuel Energy Formula, the official drink of esports, that was a very good shot from outside the box there, and they've got a corner kick now, and that's gotten away, and isn't just gotten away. It is starting a counterattack there as Ricky Bobby takes it up the pitch. But I was talking to the head coach of Rio, and he was saying that it's just so hard to game plan against Hollywood because in every single test sim, they're just beating everyone by everything. And Possible takes Joker down very harshly, and it's just going to be a talking to. Gorecroft puts it in, Lind. And Lind gets in on the outside, but it looks like a flag is up. Yeah, that's very offside.
Not close.
Very offside. And that's going to end the half. What did you think of what we saw?
Yeah, Hollywood came in and got that goal early. Athênai has threatened a few times, and they're certainly more than capable of getting back into this. But with the kind of tight way that they play, they're not a team to hang a bunch of goals on teams typically. So I think, it kind of goes without saying, but this next goal is going to be absolutely crucial. I think if Hollywood gets the second goal here, it could really spell trouble.
Yeah, but the thing is that we haven't seen too many chances for Hollywood. Obviously, they are very good at creating a quality of chances as G Fuel takes down Gerard. Is that going to be it? Not even talking to. Okay. But we haven't seen... You look at the XG there, and you haven't seen too many interesting situations for Hollywood at the moment. And, that goal was absolutely saved off the touchline by Taka in order to create that chance. So we aren't seeing too much from Hollywood at the moment. Was something.
No, and at least not in the highlights. We're not seeing too many clear-cut chances. They did have the higher expected goal, which makes sense, seeing as how they have the goal.
But only by 0.2.
Yeah, it was close.
Well, they are taking it forward. Taka has it. Jones is free.
Is he off there?
Jones going to take a shot, and yeah, he was onside. And that's a goal. And Hollywood gets that second goal that you were talking about that they needed in the 53rd minute here.
And that's, I've heard you make a comment on stream before that Football Manager can be frustrating because they always make the pass a second late. Look how wide open Jones is there.
Wide open.
Just
Snooks
waiting for the ball.
Snooks saw a guy selling hot dogs in the stands and was like, man, I should get one of those.
And he is on.
Because Ligmanen is actually marking his man, but Snooks just looking the other way there.
Just Football Manager things.
It's frustrating to see that as a manager, as a player, especially as a manager, as we've seen recently. I mean, once again, talking about the manager of Rio. Oh, Asaslis with a chance, and that's saved by Sterling. But as we've seen recently with the manager of Rio basically saying I want to be able to run this, and it's just so hard to have every single instruction that you need to have to run it, but then the players just don't do it. They just don't do what you put in.
Yeah, the players have a lot of room to grow, and it's still early days, so players are coming into their own, and in a few seasons, obviously, we'll really start to see it click, but for now, it's a bit of a crapshoot, and clearly Hollywood has found something that's working for them in this current environment, if you will.
And Hollywood takes away that chance, and now they're bringing up their own. Taka trying to get in behind Snooks again, but Snooks was awake this time.
Those are my favorite too, the through balls that just don't have a prayer and they just send them up anyway.
And honestly, Jones almost came up on the back end there, as Taka has it on the wing there, looking to try to send it somewhere towards the center. And Bobby's shot is blocked by Ligmanen.
Wow, dangerous there.
You know, I think they gave up that second goal, and now it's looking a bit worse there. As I said earlier, with that through ball without a chance, even then, Jones looked like he was going to be able to take that ball away from him. As Athênai tries to send it around. A bit stuck on that left wing as Joker looks for a cross. And what was that? Labovic. And they get one goal back. It is the 69th minute, so they have the room to get something.
They certainly do, and it's going to have to be foot on the gas and numbers up the pitch to get it done. And we'll see what happens here, but definitely things just got a whole lot more interesting with that goal.
I mean, I know that it's based on the numbers in the game, but you see that tall Gerard much taller than Labovic, and Labovic getting over him. That's just something you don't want to see as a Hollywood fan or coach.
Nope, that's that FIFA stuff too.
Yeah. We're getting very close to the end now. It looks to be over. They think it's over. And I think it's about to be. Maybe they get one more shot out of this. Nope. Sterling handles the ball, and it is over. Hollywood win again, 2-1, and deliver the first loss of the season to Athênai.
Invincible season no more. Athênai, great attempt at a comeback, but really after they scored that goal, we literally had no highlights the rest of the game. So that tells me that Hollywood was pretty much in control, and any chances were probably half chances.
I mean, you look at the possession, it wasn't that different. It was 59 to 41%. So it's very much, I think that Hollywood doesn't fully control the game, but they just have enough quality up top and they have enough quality in the back that they can just do whatever they want on either side. And we're going to move on to the next game now. Cairo City against Catalunya. Who are you taking in this one? In terms of what do you think is going to be interesting?
Yeah, definitely interesting. Two teams that are struggling and towards the bottom of the table. Let's see if we look at match rating average. For Catalunya, it's Budget Busquets controlling things in the middle, and definitely somebody who has stood out in the games that I've commentated of Catalunya.
And then obviously on Cairo's side, Torres.
Yes, it's all about Torres. Torres is the spark. If Torres can get going up top, good things are going to happen. Also, Jacob Larsson, they're attacking mid in the center of the pitch. 4 assists on the season, so definitely capable of creating.
And I am really interested in seeing Koivu, because I know that Koivu has played well recently. And they're kicking off right now, and that is Catalunya with the ball. Trying to find their way up the left wing, but Raymond is able to rein that in. That didn't seem like a smart goal kick, but it worked. It spread Cairo enough to send about 3 players over. And now they're just going to pass it around. We're going to be seeing this a lot from Catalunya. As we know, they've got... Oh, and they give up the ball. As we know from the fact that they have a player named Budget Busquets and they play in Catalonia, they very much want to play that Barcelona tiki-taka style of pass the ball around, wait for spaces to open up. And dear God, is it annoying to watch.
And I was actually going to say the opposite. I've enjoyed watching them, although they've struggled just because it is some pretty soccer.
We pass him up to Fred. And that is taken out by Bot Tutankhamen. They try to send in a second chance there, but Fred is not tall enough.
And, we talk about things being kind of a crapshoot right now, but that's a team that if they can really instill those tactics and stick with them as their players continue to grow, they're going to be in a great spot in a few seasons.
Yeah, it's just, Tiki Taka gets interesting when it gets to the final third, but early in that, it's just hard to watch sometimes. And especially when it falls apart in the back. That's when it gets hard to watch. And Sinclair just has the ball taken straight away, and that is a quick counterattack. And Torres almost shocking Gunnarsson there, but he's got the wherewithal to pay attention there.
Yeah, it's funny just as you talk about, losing the ball in defense. They turn it over badly in their own half and nearly pay for it immediately. And we've talked before about defenders in the
Larson
league.
Up to Torres? Okay, go on.
Defenders in the league not investing points into ball control, passing as much as things like tackling and marking, which makes sense on one hand, but on the other hand, if you have a good pressing
Larson!
team,
Yeah.
If you have a good pressing team, you can make a lot happen.
It looks like Cairo has invested heavily, in terms of tactics, has invested heavily on being a pressing team up there, and it is absolutely disrupting whatever Catalunya is trying to do here.
Yeah, you have to think that's going to work, and we're going to see a breakthrough from them shortly. So it'll be up to Catalunya to make some things happen and string passes together and get into that final third, making the most of what will probably be pretty few chances, if I had to guess.
Yeah, they've got to rely on players like Busquets to get that ball up there. It's McPossum shoots right into the wall. And the ball is up there, but not for long. As Ayodele is going to take it up. A bit slower than I expected, but he's taking it up. And that's the thing about being a pressing team, is that the moment that you get that turnover, and if you slow down for even a second, then suddenly that entire attack is dead, and you got to think of a different way to get it up.
Absolutely.
And Sinclair has it on that left wing now. Sending it into Fred, and it's in the back of the net.
And that was a beautiful setup. What did we talk about before last game? Send the ball down the wings. It's an area of strength in the sim currently. And sure enough, right to the line and a beautiful cross. Open header. We'll see who's to blame on the marking here.
It's probably Tutankhamen. Yep.
And poor Bot.
That poor Bot.
Again.
He had a good play earlier. You can't ask too much out of a Bot. He had a good play earlier.
So it'll be interesting now to see if Catalunya can continue to play their game, possess the ball, and soak up that pressure from Cairo.
Torres almost sneaks one past Gunnarsson, and they're going to be looking for Torres a whole lot more now that they're down a goal. And the camera is now no longer showing the ball.
I enjoyed that.
And the ball is now being pushed around. Shaka, wide open cross. And Fred hits the post. Looks like that. Oh, Fred was offside. Didn't even notice.
And the Catalunya faithful enjoying their olays here in the 37th minute with a 1-goal lead.
With a 1-goal lead in the 37th minute. Olay on a long pass and did not get there.
They've got the spirit.
A very spirited fan base. It's Torres, and that gets taken away. I think they came prepared for more tiki-taka play and didn't expect that.
For sure. They'll take it. They're living large right now. A first
they
half
got
goal
the lead.
and a lead. Plays right into
Catalunya
their
hasn't
game
gotten very many of those.
They have not. Dangerous ball here.
McPossum just picking up that ball. I didn't see what exactly happened, but that ball bounced around. That was not tiki-taka play. That was just bouncing off of players, and he just picked it up and ran with it. And that ball is cleared, and Stojakovic has to be getting a yellow there on that play. And he does. Goes into the book for that tackle from behind.
Send Zane off. Former teammate of mine, former center back pairing in London.
Max switches up play, sends it over to Raymond on the right wing. And he tries to shove it in. And hey, Torres gets his goal. We've been talking about him since before the game even started, and he gets another goal there.
Yeah, pretty inexcusable there by the Catalunya defense. That ball should never get to him as he's right in front of the keeper. Real poacher's goal there.
That was something that I was going to mention, because you look at this cross here. It is a cross on the ground there. Nobody came up to it either.
Stojakovic napping right next to him. As I just called Zane out, and I'll call him out again. That's definitely on him.
And that's the thing with that's something that I'm seeing. There was a couple other plays earlier where Torres had a chance, and that was a ground pass. So what did you think of that first half?
Yeah, impressive stuff for the most part by Catalunya, and it's just, you know, a tale as old as time. A single letdown, and all of a sudden it's a 1-1 game. And honestly, I'd have to say that Cairo is the team better off on the attacking side in the second half. If I were betting, I'd say Cairo ends up pulling ahead, but we'll see if Catalunya can generate more offense.
But yeah, I was talking about that the low crossing there, and I wonder if that's actually something that they have in there as a tactic, that they want to get low crosses into Torres.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that as well.
And you see there that Cairo has that 1.32 xG. Like they have had less shots, but they have had much higher quality of chances. And that ball goes over from Stojakovic.
Catalunya really needing to not be so wasteful with these set pieces, as those are some of the best opportunities they're going to have in the attacking half.
And Gunnarsson hugs the ball for a bit. Even balls need love. Really making sure that like you don't want to be the first person to let go of a hug, and he then kicks the ball, which you shouldn't do that to someone you've just hugged, and immediately goes back to Cairo. That's why you should not spurn a ball that you've been hugging. And that is almost a goal there from Galvatore. You know, you got to learn, don't spurn the ball. There's a corner kick now. It looks like they're going to get a second chance at it. Oh, I guess they didn't. It's we're past the hour mark now. And it looks like it's slowed down a bit. Which, if it's slowed down a bit, then that is very good news for Catalunya, who their entire game is playing slow. You know, that's what a tiki-taka is. You look for those spaces, you want them to move out of position and break that down. And it looks like they're about to get that, because the entirety of Cairo is on the left side of the pitch, and they've moved the ball to the right, but instead they've moved, okay. They moved it back over. Oh, there's a long pass to Fred, and he gets around the keeper, but it does not get back into the goal.
And a golden opportunity there that needs to be finished, and they're going to hope they don't pay for that one later.
Cairo has it back over to the left wing. In the corner. Koivu just picks up the ball. Middle of, like, he controlled it too. That shot is saved, but that is, I don't know how he was able to just like control the ball in the middle of the box.
Both teams all too content with the draw, I think.
Yeah, we're getting very close to the end of the game here. Very close to the end of the game. There's one last chance here for Cairo. Okay, one last chance for Catalunya. Lorien is pulling the ball up forward, sends it up to Fred, but that's a bit wide. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do anything with it. So he sends it back in. Pop-Tart. And King Tut saves it. They still have the ball here in a dangerous area. Shaka up to Lorien. Lorien's got Sinclair. And Lorien's offside. And even
Yeah,
then,
really,
Rainman still got in the way.
really good stuff there for a bit. Looking like Catalunya was going to have some solid chances. But alas, offside ruins our fun.
Well, Cairo has one last chance here. Koivu sends it in. Ooh. See, that's the risk you take with low crosses there, because sometimes they actually do get in front of it.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And that's going to be it. It's going to end up all square here at 1. What did you think of that one?
You know, again, like I said, it's a result that both teams will take. I think Catalonia, especially with some of the one-on-one opportunities that they had, will be ruining those chances for sure and thinking they should have walked away with 3 points.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it kind of fell off for Cairo in the second half. Like, Catalonia had a chance to come back there.
Definitely. But again, teams towards the bottom of the table will be taking the positives from this one and taking the points.
And now we're going on to Inter London versus FC Rio. And what do you think about this one?
Yeah, London, a team that's third in the table, but well behind those two leaders, really trying to establish themselves as one of those top teams in the league, and struggling a bit consistency-wise.
I do have a report to make. This is probably the first time that we're actually getting like an official comment from a manager, but Sermo has told me that he wants me to say that in terms of what he's looking to do with this tactic is he has a fever and the only prescription is more pressing. So we're gonna see a lot of pressing up here from Rio. Looks like as they kick off here. Rangers has the ball. Wait a second, it's supposed to be Rio who has the ball. Mertz sends it forward to Mayoi, but she doesn't really have that sort of height there. And they're in the corner here on the left wing for Inter London. Bud Light sends it in. O'Connor's shot is... okay, it just goes over. I thought it was saved. And they've already got 3 shots now, and Rio has yet to take one. But they do have a throw-in now. Mertz sends it forwards, trying to get to... It seems like they're trying to get it up forward to Mayoi, which is the right idea, but I'm not quite sure why they're trying to send it exactly to her like a target man.
Yeah, she's not one that's gonna flick it on to teammates from there. You
Yeah.
want to get her in space and let her work, and
You want to send her. You want to send her in behind.
Absolutely.
And as we've been talking, Nias and Clemens have been having kick around, and the moment that it gets to somebody else, Rio takes it over. And once again, Mayoi is sent into a duel. And that's just not what you want to do there.
Really interesting. Not a good matchup, especially against those Inter-London center backs.
I'm a bit concerned about this tactic at the moment with how they're moving that. As the ball gets sent out by Rio, and not much happening except for that just very interesting thing of Rio has not had any attack so far. They're going to try
Also,
again.
Interesting to note that Rio does have 3 yellow cards already in this one.
We call that character.
Noodle, Mertz, and one other player.
Takes the ball away, tries to send forward to Mayoi, but Mayoi stops just at the line.
Rise
And
the
they've-
third guilty party.
They're trying again here. And Noodle just can't hold on to the ball now and is sent straight back over. And that high line looks like it might bite them. O'Connor is free in behind. He's got the angle, and that's stopped by Kong. And you saw that line was creeping up there.
Line was very high, and again, maybe a risk worth taking considering the number of one-on-ones that get
Mayoy is finally
missed.
in behind. But not for long. She moves out to the wing, looking to try to send it across to somebody. Noodle has it. Back out. Black. And that pinball's around, and it's going to be collected by Yeboah. You were saying?
I was half expecting Mayoy to volley it up to herself so she could head it across from there. Just seemed to fit the tactics.
And now London has it back in the midfield. O'Connor sends it forward to Gordon. Gordon's free. Costanza is still there, and he's going to block that. Good recovery by Costanza.
And this is pretty commonplace for Inter London to have a good number of chances. It's just a matter of if they're going to finish them or not. And obviously we know Rio's a team that has a lot of quick strike ability as well. So,
But we're not seeing it. And we're seeing a lot more quick strike ability from Inter here. Nesse, and that's saved by Kong. We're seeing a lot more of the kind of attacks that we'd want to see Rio taking. And we're seeing London being the one taking it. It's kind of a reversal of tactics, honestly.
yeah,
Is that a penalty?
it is.
That's a penalty in there. And Keon Joseph is going to step up to take this one. And that's going in, and London has the lead. And Rio still struggling with figuring out what they want to do on the attack here. And London already has a lead.
Yeah, I'd say it's a deserved lead just with the quality they've had and the chances. Obviously, it's always difficult to give away a penalty and give up a goal that way, but I feel it's a deserved lead all in all for London at this point.
Yeah, the Rio defense has done well scrambling to save itself, but it's 2 XG right now for Inter London, and a penalty is only like 0.75, I believe. So they have given up a lot coming in, and they haven't done anything going forward. Nesse has it out wide. Looking to get a second here. And that's going to be saved by Kong. That was a shot from Liang Kwai.
More olays from the home fans in the first half with a 1-goal lead.
Why not? I mean, there's not many of them there.
They're not.
Gordon and Clements looking to play a 1-2 there. That's cut out. And Kong doesn't quite know what to do. Sends it forward to Mayoy again, who has to attempt to head it. It just, I can't quite tell what Rio is trying to do there. Oh, they finally, nope, they didn't try to send it in behind to Mayoy. And Mayoy just tries to take it upon herself to just shoot. And it did get close there. Yeboah had to really move to make that save, but that was not much.
Hey, can't score if you don't shoot.
True, and they haven't been shooting, so.
Yeah, I believe that was the 3rd shot of the half for them, and none on target.
Once again, sending it to Mayoy to get ahead on it.
Really interesting, and obviously Inter is happy to allow them to do so at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that there's much question now. And Mayoy has it, but she's gonna have to get in behind. Tries to pass it over to Rise, but
Great tracking back by Clements from attacking mid.
and O'Connor is in behind, looking to get another shot in. Once again, Kong is there. And Kong has done well. Obviously, a penalty is kind of a, it's on the penalty taker to make that. But an open play, Kong has done amazingly.
Absolutely.
As we look over at those stats, that's 13 shots, 5 of them on target for Inter London, and only 3 shots for Rio. And another thing, corners. A corner is a show of intent that you were able to force something to happen, and London's got 5 corners now.
Yeah, London, having their way, like I said, typically have a fair amount of chances, and it's just a matter of if they're going to finish them or not. So they'll be hoping to put another one away and hopefully gain some separation in the second half, because with a 1-goal lead, that's never safe.
And that lack of separation and possession is especially concerning for Rio, with how little their offensive stats are, and they got 47% of the possession.
Yeah, a lot of just seeking, probably looking for that ball up to Mayoy, who apparently isn't able to get separation, or teammates.
It's not quite like they're just not making the right passer, and Lan Kwai with a shot out. Usually you don't actually get to see those goals from that camera angle in this game.
No, and it was a great finish. We'll watch the replay here.
The ball was sent out. And that just curls right around Mertz, using Mertz as a screen there. And there's
Beautiful
not much
finish.
Con can do about that. And they have doubled their lead now, and Rio, it's hard to watch this team. Knowing that, seeing the way that they played earlier this season, and the potential of this side is just, it's hard watching them play in a way that does not seem to suit them. And the opponent playing in a way that seems to suit them. O'Connor with another goal, that's 3. That's 3 on the season for him, and that's 3 goals for Inter London in this game, and it has been blown wide open.
I think you're absolutely right, and again, Rio just uncertain of what they can do to get offense going. We keep seeing that Route 1 stuff up to Mayoy, but again, playing to her head and not playing through, really an intriguing happening. And again, we have to wonder if that's tactically due to how they were set up, or
I don't think
kind
it's
of an anomaly here.
Like, I don't think that that's how they're supposed to be set up. Like, this is the one team that I know enough about to, like, actually talk about, like, what they actually have planned for the tactics. And on the only try that they've gotten to get Mayoy in behind goes straight to Yeboah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You wouldn't think they would set tactics to play to Mayoy in the air.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not seeing anything that says that that's what they'd want to do. Like, it's supposed to be a gegenpress, and it's just not what they're playing. And I feel like that's something that I feel so bad for the Rio manager. It's just like, this is not the football that they wanted to play, but for some reason they're playing this, and it is absolutely not what they're supposed to be doing. And finally, another chance for Mayoy. She didn't really have much of a chance there, and that's probably is the first time that we're actually seeing them play in a way that they're supposed to be playing.
Yeah, certainly the best chance of the match and what they've been trying to do all game, but unfortunately it's the 76th minute plus now, and do or die time, numbers forward, see what you can do as the clock continues to run.
And Mayoy is offside. She's got it in the back of the net, but that is very clearly offside there. As you see, only player that on that end. But she's hungry. That's the thing. Like, it's just hard.
I've been there. In
It's
high school, being a forward without service is tough.
She's got it there and tries for another hard shot there. Yeboah sends it over. I'm not even saying with the service, but just like, oh, hey, penalty to Rangers with a goal. That's going to make it look more respectable, but what we've seen here in this game is just... Man, sometimes this sim sucks, dude.
Like, as a member of Inter London, I'm gonna disagree.
No, but like you're seeing what I'm saying here, because this is not the tactic that they're trying to run.
Absolutely.
And it's so like you don't. The game's over. Inter London wins 3-1, but like you don't see, like in real life, a team just simply not playing the tactic that the coach told them to play. Like you don't see that, and this is clearly not what Rio set up. It's so weird.
Oh, look, best performer, Connor Azpilicueta. I believe that's an 8.1.
Yeah, it had a good pass for that for Lin Kwai's goal, I believe.
We do take those, the often unrecognized center backs, but yeah, I think
that's
very
just
frustrating
concerning
for Rio, and really, interesting approach to that match.
It's concerning to see as someone who wants this team, this team to succeed, but like the league to succeed, and seeing that happen. I think is that like three match weeks in a row where where Rio itself, the team is not playing its tactics. Like it's concerning to see the sim do that. As we move on to the next game here, Tokyo up against Montreal, and what do you have in this one?
Yeah, 0-44, definitely a spark plug up top for Tokyo. Nudazuki capable of keeping a team in it through terrific saves, and we've seen that both this season and last season. Montreal, a team who has been struggling a bit to get going, typically tries to play a little more compact and defensive, and strike quickly on the counter, as most teams in the league do.
And Tokyo kicks off now. And they don't have the ball anymore. And we're not going to see much at the moment. .44 is out there looking for blood there against Jaeger. But they've backed off and letting them play. As you said, definitely I was about to say Minnesota. Montreal is definitely playing much more defensive.
Yep, they're on 6 points, 6th place in the league currently, but only 8 goals for, tied with Catalunya for the fewest in the league. Not a ton of opportunities. In fact,
there's Breedis up here. Saved. Go on.
Called their game against Catalunya, and I believe they finished with maybe 1 or 2 shots, and I think none on goal. But again, early days, expansion team, it's nothing against them. They have some very nice pieces, and they'll continue to improve. Nothing against their team. It's what
Year 2 expansion isn't that different. Season 2 expansion isn't that different. I wouldn't call that an expansion team in like season 7. It's an expansion team. Season 2 expansion team. That's nothing.
I mean, they have players who missed out on a whole season of TPE. Obviously, they brought people in via expansion draft as well, but there's going to be growing pains in this first season. I think that's normal.
And Montreal is looking to take it forward. And as you said, with like them being last in the league, like I think they need goals, and Krustis looking for one. Jager's shot goes over. And they need goals, and they're a very defensive team.
And I'll just say for the record here that Krustis, Aircrew the user, I feel is a pretty sim-blessed individual across sim leagues, and so
yes,
I would
I've
not
seen
be
that.
surprised at all for that player to make some impact plays in this match.
Kisbet's header gets free, has a good shot on it, but it's Nudazuki. He gets on it. Tokyo sends the ball forward. They really like sending it up to Soderberg on that right wing. They really like doing that, but it hasn't gotten them anywhere. Now they try up the middle. Breedis with a shot pushed over the bar. Oh, that goes over the bar. It's hard to tell sometimes.
No, absolutely. Split second.
And not much going in the first half.
No, and that's kind of to be expected. Montreal's going to sit back and soak up a lot of pressure.
And that's kind of been, Tokyo's game of sitting back with a quick counterattack.
Absolutely, and with somebody like Owen 44 up top, they can change the game in an instant.
Papstopoulos' cross gets to Druid, but it goes over again. So yeah, if there's any game that is very tough to watch in terms of hoping for something exciting to happen, it is definitely this game where both teams are waiting for something to happen, and neither of them are doing the thing that the other team wants them to do.
Certainly, and I think Tokyo is a team who is more likely to throw some numbers forward and maybe take more chances. You see Montreal with the 5 at the back, but they are very careful with how far up their wingbacks push, as they want to maintain that solid 5 in the back if and when they lose the ball.
And well, they do have the ball now. Montreal pushing it around on that left side, trying to find some sort of break. And I keep seeing some spots where they could pass it, and they're not going for that pass yet. They're still struggling to control the ball from the previous pass. And they just go back, and nothing comes out of it.
Yeah, it looked like they had some ability to push on that left flank and chose not to.
And that didn't go anywhere, and now Tokyo is finally getting what they wanted, which is a quick counterattack, but I guess not. They do set it out, however, up there. 44 is... you tried. That's more than we've gotten a lot of this game, but you tried.
That reminds me of a Champions League match I watched that Chelsea was playing in once when they had Mohamed Salah for a short time. And he took a shot from about that same spot, and it actually went out of bounds on the sideline.
That wasn't a foul in the midfield. I have my own story, but something interesting was about to happen. It didn't. Soderberg sends it up. Breedis. And that's saved by Rage. The only thing I can think of is Elliot Collier in the middle of the box. Makes an amazing move. Breaks the defender's ankle. He's got a free shot on goal, and he swings. He misses the ball and sends it out wide, and he falls over. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in soccer. Thessenbits on the left wing. Breeze to Akinfenwa. That's pushed over the bar, and that's going to be a corner kick for Tokyo. I could talk forever about Elliot Collier. And that corner kick doesn't really do much, but they might get a second win here. Apparently not.
Interesting to see a cross go up like that and not to see the end of it. So it must have been handled pretty swiftly by the defense.
Oh, saved off the line by Soderberg. We're not going to get a replay on that, but that was impressive.
Best chance of the match so far for Montreal. As we're about even on expected goals here, heading past the 80th minute.
Well, we've seen Tokyo has more shots on goal. And while XG says they're not better chances, it's still a whole lot more shots on goal. They're making Rage move a bit more. And that shot's not going to make Nuzuki move very much. But it is still a corner kick.
Can they use the set piece?
That was where that great chance came from earlier. And Siege sends it out directly in the center. And it looks like Montreal's going to try to regroup. Yorkas sends it over to Druid, but that's cut out by Akinfenwa. Now Tokyo sends it directly forward. 44 doesn't get to it, but Guillame. And now 44 does have it. Oh, that's Papadopoulos. That's got to be a second yellow. That's got to be a second yellow. And he's going to the pocket, and yes, that is a second yellow card. He is sent off now. And Montreal is playing with 10 men out there now. They've lost the wing back. How do you think that this changes the shape of this game now?
Tokyo is going to smell blood in the water, push more numbers forward because they'll feel safer to do so. For Montreal, they were already doing a pretty solid job of bunkering, and now they need to work even harder at it. So they're just going to try to cling to this 0-0 draw at this point.
Do you think the sim is going to be smart enough to target that left wing?
I do not.
Guillame with a shot that goes well wide. Well, that is the wing that they liked attacking before the send-off, so we'll see if they continue. Isagi pushes it forward to Soderberg. Yep, up that right wing. Soderberg puts it into 44 over the bar. This is the 89th minute now. They've got to get something going if they want to win this one. It'd be a shame for Tokyo to not get a win. Isagi puts it forward and literally nobody's there. The players had not come up yet. And that might be it. That might have been their last chance there. And it is. It ends square at 0-0. And I was going to say it was a fairly exciting 0-0 draw, but I think it only got exciting very late.
Correct. I think the red card was the excitement. Obviously, being a man down, Montreal is going to be thrilled with that result, and Tokyo will be wishing they were able to have a few more opportunities with that extra man. Yeah,
that's pretty unfortunate there. And so what did you think about this week overall? What do you think? What did you see out of this?
Yeah, I think the big takeaway is question marks surrounding FC Rio and
the implementation of tactics.
Right, what they're trying to establish for an identity. Obviously, Inter London is the team that I think will be most thrilled on their performance.
Yeah, I definitely agree that stuff with Rio was just so confusing because I know what the tactic is supposed to be, and that wasn't it. So it's just kind of weird to see that disconnect somehow from the instructions into the sim to the sim itself.
Right. No, absolutely, and we'll see how they can sort it out for the next match day.
Yep. I've been Jiggly.
And I'm G2019.
Thank you for watching.